Finding a way every week. How about the Buffalo Bills?
No overthinking, right? Go play some ball. Go play some football.
It's an exciting time to be a Buffalo Bill and a fan of the Buffalo Bills.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Week 14 of the Sean McDermott Show presented by Kaleida Health. Thanks for joining us there at home. And Sean, thanks for spending a couple of minutes with us. You come out in the Philly game. You play at a high level on both sides of the ball. You have some production. You got those guys on the ropes, and they wriggle off. You know, credit to them for being there. Is there like a gut-wrenching loss for the fans and for you guys too? Can you build off a performance like that? How does that sit through the bye week? And can you get better through that? You know what I mean? That's
there's
a huge task, right?
Well, it is. I mean, you never want to go into the bye with a loss because you sit for 2 weeks and it just wrenches and your stomach starts to bleed. But somewhere you got to find a little bit of time just to get away and get a little bit rested for the final push of the season. And you learn a lot, right? When you kind of unpack that loss and you move forward.
Josh was great again this last week, 29 of 51. 300, almost over 400 yards of offense total running and throwing, 4 TDs. You know, he's really excelled in the last couple of games with Joe calling the plays. How much has he elevated his play, and what kind of sense of maybe some general change in his either demeanor or his play or his preparation that you've noticed over the last couple of weeks?
Right, I think it's the rhythm Joe's bringing to our offense, and then I just feel like it's Josh is in sync with Joe and Joe's in sync with Josh. Still work to be done, but the overall offense is more productive in terms of just more in a rhythm, and we're moving the ball better.
How do you feel about, the change in offensive coordinator 2 weeks in? I mean, they've scored 30 points in both games and done some good things, but you're still in one loss, one win, or that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I feel good about it. As you know, obviously the change was not easy, but the change was necessary, and we're starting to get some of the results that I was hoping for with it. And I think the bigger thing is, I think it's improved the overall team, and we're playing a little bit more team ball now, right? The defense is taking the ball away. We've got to continue to keep the turnovers at bay and not turn the ball over and make the kicks we got to make and so on and so forth. So it's a total team effort.
Let's talk a little bit about the running game. Last 3 games, averaging 165 yards a game, a $192 against the Broncos, 130 against the Jets, and then against the number 1 run defense coming into the game against the Eagles, you go for a $173. It feels like Josh is also starting to use his legs at the opportune moments. It's had a huge impact, particularly there in Philly. How does this rushing offense, like what you've had, going to help you down the stretch of this season?
Well, it's important, number one, because the weather in Western New York changes this time of year, and wherever we go, right, on the road, that we can run the football when we need to. And I'm a believer in throwing to score points and then running when you need to put the game away. And I think we have that ability now, and because it's something you can't develop once the season started. So I like where we started in training camp with Coach Cromer and his plan, and Coach Brady now is taking it from there.
And so you're coming down the stretch, a lot of tough games coming down there, 5 games to go. Every one of these is kind of basically a playoff game atmosphere from here on out. And it starts with Kansas City this week, and you still control your own destiny. So what is the mindset of your club coming off your bye week after you had a little reset with 5 games left?
Well, just take them one at a time. Play our best football down the stretch, complement each other. And like I said before, the 2 general themes of the losses this year have been turnovers and then getting off the field on defense. Right. Special teams baked into all that. So we've got to close that gap every and any way we can to figure that out, and then go put our best foot forward down the stretch.
All right, so I'm not going to give you any stats, but this team's been fairly successful coming off of bye weeks. How does that help your team coming into this game?
Well, I just think when you handle things the right way over the bye, right, you give the players some time off, you treat them like the men that they are, the young men that they are, and they respect that. And so they come back refreshed and ready to go.
All right, Coach, thanks. We're going to catch up with you later in the show to get your final thoughts on facing the Chiefs in Kansas City. Stay with us.
The Game Plan is presented by Energy Mark. Trust Energy Mark for renewable energy supply.
When we come back, Eric Wood and I break down the tape from the game against the Eagles, then take a look at the best of Mic'd Up so far this season.
Shopping Wood is presented by St. Bonaventure University, an official education partner of the Buffalo Bills.
Welcome back to the Sean McDermott Show, and it's time to look back at the tape with our good buddy Eric Wood. Josh Allen played one of his best games of the season against the Eagles, but came up a little short in overtime. What stood out to you about what they can build off against the Chiefs?
Well, the offense was firing on all cylinders against the Eagles, and Josh was playing at an elite level. Besides the one interception, he played just about as good as a game as he could play. I really like the way he ran the ball, especially down in the red zone. We'll see a couple of those here when we look at the clips. And then he was very decisive in the passing game, taking what the defense gave him. And if he could play like that against the Chiefs, I think this is a very winnable game for the Bills.
Well, let's start with the first touchdown. Josh ran it in from 9 yards out. What did you see?
The Bills get to an empty set here, and I'm not sure if this is simply a designed quarterback draw. Now, the offensive line is getting down the field, but they also have route combinations out on the outside. So it may be a deal where if Josh likes a matchup on the outside or sees an easy throw, he could take that, or he can run the quarterback draw. Here, Josh obviously elects to keep it, and Mitch Morse leads the way up front. Josh Allen reads it well and gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, and then just before the half, Josh connected with Diggs for a 13-yard touchdown. This was a nice one. Break it down.
Yeah, they start off with a double motion. They bring Cook out of the backfield all the way out to the right, then bring Dalton Kincaid across the field to the left. In this, you could talk about Gabe Davis clearing out a couple bodies to give him some space. You could talk about maybe Kincaid getting us some attention on the outside as well. But here, Diggs runs an over route, and not many quarterbacks in the league would even attempt this throw. Josh puts it only where Diggs can get it, and the Bills get in for the touchdown.
Then in the second half, the Bills put together a nice scoring drive, and it started with a 29-yard pass to James Cook. What did you see on this one?
The Bills go to run a shot play here, and it's really just a two-man route on the outside, and they leave in Gabe Davis as well, and he's blocked well at these last couple games under Joe Brady calling the offensive plays. And here Josh Allen is able to avoid a sack, looks all the way back out to the left and sees James Cook, who leaked out of the backfield and goes undetected by this Eagles defense. And then James Cook gets plenty of room up the field and hits him with a big chunk play.
And that set up Josh's second rushing touchdown of the day. This one came on a critical 3rd and 11.
The Eagles are going to bring a six-man pressure. Both Kincaid and Murray stay in to block on this one. And Josh, I guess he felt a little pressure in the pocket because I felt like he could have maybe waited for Gabe to come across the middle, which we could see on the screen as he likely comes open for a touchdown. But Josh feels that pressure in the pocket and sees the wide open running lane and knows here, I can get this first down or even a touchdown if I make one guy miss. Of course he does. It gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
And then in the final 2 minutes of the game, the Bills were down 4, and in the red zone, Josh connected with Gabe Davis to take the lead. What did you see here?
Well, the Bills had ran the ball very well all throughout this drive, leaning on the run game. And so on this hard play fake to Murray, which is an RPO, you could see the offensive line is starting to get down the field when this ball is released. Dion Dawkins coming across on the pull block. And that gets all the eyes of the Eagles defenders on this run game and on the action in the backfield. And Morrow, number 41 for the Eagles, he comes downhill and engages Mitch Morse, which leaves Gabe Davis open for the touchdown. He beats Bradbury for the go-ahead score.
Great stuff. As always, thanks for this, Eric. We'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it, Steve.
When we return, see Dion Dawkins, Dalton Kincaid, and more in Best of Mic'd Up so far this season. Plus, we take a deep dive into some Josh Allen stats in Sportsology.
Mic'd Up is presented by Geico.
They're waiting for you right there. It's definitely on. Is it on? It's on? You're on. Yep. Go, you're not? Tell it's on right now.
Got me surrounded.
Tell you now, I'm taught to play through the whistle.
All right, man.
Never no cheats, just through the whistle.
All right, you can do that.
Yep.
I'll be talking to you too if you know it's done.
No, absolutely.
Just watch hitting into piles. That's the only
No,
issue,
yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
and that's not me. I don't be doing that.
When you know that it's basically forward progress, you stop it.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop.
Got
When
you.
you get in there, you'll get a cheap one. You don't want that 15 there. That'll suck.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Man, these weeks be flying. Mic'd up. Oh yeah.
Oh, what do we have here?
Man, it's just a little wire.
I'm mic'd up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm hot today, I forgot. Dang, I'm gonna be talking crazy as
Hey, the energy about to be crazy. Woo! To Today's a great day to be a Buffalo Bill. Come on, Ray. Come on, DJ. Let's get it, boys. Hey, everybody in here gotta believe. Oh, snot. I got snot.
What am I going to say now?
I thought I told you. I ain't tell you.
I
ain't tell you I was mic'd up. He ain't right there.
Oh.
I don't know where he at. Oh, he back there somewhere.
Hey, I know y'all listening. He told me to pick up the crane for his grass. You all right? I know it was a little iffy at practice.
Yeah. I'm itchy now.
Have some personality today. Have fun rolling around.
Boy, you heavy, boy.
Greg! It's Greg!
Now looking down the left sideline to Davis. Caught for
Ah! Let's go, baby. Dog. Let's go. It's Go's birthday today. Score for my dog, man.
How old is he?
3.
How's Jay?
2.
Love you, though, bro.
Love you, brother.
Took a while, but I love you now.
Hey, you gotta earn it.
I couldn't lie to you.
You gotta earn it. Ah! Hit me. There we go. I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? I needed that.
G-Money!
Hilarious. That's my boss.
Ooh. Jimbo, my bad. That's on me. Mitch, go celebrate. Go celebrate. Celebrate with me. Come on. We're not gonna lie. It's only a game. We're not gonna lie. Nah, we taking a knee for sure. Hey, leave no doubt all day today. Leave no doubt. Ain't worried about no mistakes. Ain't nothing. Everybody get into the football.
It's unbelievable effort, man. Unbelievable effort. Good touchdown on you, baby. That was a great block,
Bro.
You got just enough.
Khalil's. I ran down and just dude. I ran down and just dude.
Did you hit somebody?
I had the block. It took like 3 of them. You all right? You all right? You all right? Look at that. Thanks for joining the Mic'd Up. Go Bills. Man, you see what time it is, man. This is snowy shit. Snowy ski. Man, we did that. Thursday Night Football belongs to the Bills.
Night. Shout out Bills Mafia. Y'all was loud all night, man. Big dubs!
Still to come on the Sean McDermott Show, we break down some next-gen Josh Allen stats in Sportsology. And later on, Coach previews Sunday's game in Kansas City against the Chiefs.
Sportsology is presented by ECMC. ECMC, bringing hope and healing to Western New York.
What's up, Bills Mafia? We're back with a few crazy stats from Week 12. QB1 Josh Allen had a very impressive performance. 4 total touchdowns and more than 330 yards in the air. He was wheeling and dealing. Allen generated a season-high 35 rushing yards over expected in Week 12 against the Philadelphia Eagles. He took 9 carries for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had the 4th most scramble yards by a quarterback this season. Allen is also among the top of the league when facing the blitz. Against the Eagles, Allen completed 13 of 18 passes for 164 yards against the blitz. This is almost twice as many yards per attempt when blitzed compared to non-blitzes. In overtime, Allen topped out at a game-high 18.27 miles per hour on a 4-yard run. During his scramble, Allen ran for 38.13 total yards and evaded Eagles defensive tackle Gabe Davis. That's 2 straight weeks now where Allen has posted great numbers. Let's see if QB1 can continue to build on this.
When we come back, Chris Brown and Maddy Glab preview Sunday's game against the Chiefs in Kansas City. Then, Coach shares what it will take to get the win on Sunday.
Game Preview is presented by Independent Health. You deserve the red shirt treatment.
Welcome into this week's game preview. Maddy Glab alongside of Chris Brown, and the Bills will get the Chiefs in Week 14. The Bills are 6-6 heading into the final 5 games of the season, and the Chiefs have lost 2 of the last 3. Now, this is not a typical Chiefs team this season. They're top 3 on defense, allowing 17 points a game, and on offense, they're only scoring around 23 points per game, which is not a top 10 team on offense. So let's stick with defense first. What makes this Chiefs team so good on defense, and how can the Bills get the best of them?
Yeah, their young secondary has really come on. They've moved some pieces around. L'Jarius Sneed is no longer in the slot. He's outside, and sometimes he'll follow the other team's top receiver. We'll have to keep an eye on that, see if he follows Diggs. And then Trent McDuffie, their first-round pick from a couple of years ago, has been a dynamic guy in the slot. They've moved him inside, and that combination has really worked well for them. They've had some injuries, though, in their back 7 last week in the Packers game. We'll have to see how the deck gets shuffled and see if they're as effective and if Steve Spagnuolo can call as complicated a defensive game plan as he is used to doing.
Now let's talk about the Chiefs' offense. We know this hasn't been an offense that we're used to because in the past, the last few seasons, they've been averaging near 30 points a game. This year, they're down to 22.9 points per game. But you can never count out Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So what does this defense, this Bills defense, need to do to limit Travis Kelce, and what else the Chiefs have going on offense right now?
I think they've got to just make them one-dimensional, so they have to choose. Do we feel the passing game is still the threat that it's always been, that we want to shut that down first, or do we want to just shut down their run, put it in Patrick's hands? That can be a dangerous thing. So I'm very curious to see what the defensive game plan is here, but I think the path to success for the Bills has been make the opponent one-dimensional, get a lead, and then let the pass rush go eat. Chasing down Mahomes, as we know, is not easy, but this is a passing game that's been the victim of drop passes, lack of execution. You got to hope that rears its ugly head for the Chiefs again, and the Bills might be able to steal a win in Kansas City.
Yeah, we'll see if the Bills can take advantage of that. Sean McDermott, 6-0 coming off the bye. We'll see if he can make it 7-0.
Coach, once again, it seems like you never play the Chiefs anyplace except in Kansas City. You never get a home game here against those guys. But you are on the road against the champs. They're the AFC champs, defending Super Bowl champs. But you're 2-2 against them in their billing last 4 games. Those have all been in Kansas City. How do those experiences bake into this matchup?
Well, I think it helps our quarterback, number one. When you're a quarterback and you're playing, you're the one they're yelling at, right, most of the time. And so Josh has been through this before, and he's prevailed and had success at Arrowhead. And it'll be a great environment for a game, and we're looking forward to it.
All right, so you're going into Kansas City. We always talk about Mahomes and those guys, but you go in there this time, Steve Spagnuolo's got a really nice defense going. They're top 5 unit this year in total yards, passing yards per game, points per game. What does he do? Yeah, I mean, because you know Spags pretty well. You know what you're looking at. What's he do that makes those guys so good?
Well, number one, he's got a difference maker up front named Chris Jones that lines up all over the place. He's inside, he's outside, he can close a game. I think that's really what their defense and how their defense runs so well is early in the season when they didn't have him, they didn't get the result that they've gotten since having him back. So I think that's a big piece of it. And then they do a great job disguising, do a great job with their blitz setup and some of the ways that they attack your protections.
All right. Coach, thanks. Good luck this week against Kansas City. And to everybody at home, thanks for joining us for Week 14 of the Sean McDermott Show, presented by Kaleida Health. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. And as always, go Bills.
Final Thoughts is presented by Toyota. Toyota is the exclusive and official vehicle of the Buffalo Bills. Toyota, let's go places. The Sean McDermott Show is presented by Kaleida Health, the official healthcare provider of the Buffalo Bills. By Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys. Call 716-684-COMP today. By Toyota. Toyota is the exclusive and official vehicle of the Buffalo Bills. Toyota, let's go places. And by Independent Health. You deserve the red shirt treatment.